After a short but blissful hiatus, we have returned to bring you a plethora of transfer news and stories, a tale of yet another blunder from the CSPPA, and information on tournaments past, present and future. My name is King Dems, this is HLTV Peek, where we keep you up to date with all of the goings on in the Counter-Strike world. Let's go. There is a lot of transfer news to catch you up on, so we are going to hit these stories in rapid fire fashion. Go. Finnish coach Saw has renewed his contract with ENCE following their brilliant start to the season, stating that the next goal for the team is to win a trophy. Saw and For the Win have traded two players in the Portuguese shuffle. Stadodo and BTS have made their way to For the Win, with Ujux and Story going the other way. This news comes not long after For the Win qualified for ESL Pro League. Slowey and Ottend have been benched from Havu, who struggled as of late, having peaked as high as number 14 in the world in 2021. Apex have benched Asilian and Chauzy, with the team plateauing ever since a blistering start to the year under the Apex banner. Another development has happened in the Oceanic Shuffle, with Valiance and Vexite joining Vertex. God, I love alliteration. Lucan has reunited with Mayan on the Leviathan roster. Best friends for life. IHC have signed Orpa Annihilation in place of 9. 00Nation have finally confirmed the signing of the GODSENT trio of players as well as their coaching staff. The Coldzera and Taco reunion got started with ESL Challenger, where the team failed to make the playoffs, but they did take a 2-0 win over Furia. Young Ninjas have once again reshuffled their roster, this time with Rolf and Temporary making their way out of the lineup, and Coach Slap is moving on to an exciting new project. And Shocks gave more info on his recent exit from Liquid, a piece detailing all of the most important and interesting bits from the statement that he made can be found on HLTV.org, and there'll be a link down in the description. Now, with that transfer news out of the way, we have another widely supported, I'm being sarcastic, and very well thought out, I'm still being sarcastic, CSPPA decision to talk to you about, with the announcement that the Players Association has decided to bring forward the summer player break for 2023 by 1 month. The intention of this is to better align 2 seasons within the year. Now, you might be wondering what the problem could be with such a harmless seeming decision. Well, I'll just leave these few tweets up here. Moving on, we need to talk about some tournaments that took place in the last couple of weeks, and we will kick things off with REPUBLEAGUE Season 3. This event was won by the ex-Mad Lions roster, and they impressively defeated the New Look Fnatic lineup in the grand final. The ex-Mad Lions run was powered by their Ukrainian Orpa Waro 2K, but the whole roster looked good in what was an impressive tournament run. Hopefully they will be able to find an organisation or a team after clinching such a victory. Next up is ESL Valencia Challenger, and the biggest storyline by far was Movistar Riders taking home the trophy on home soil. They were flawless throughout their tournament run up until the grand final, where they dropped a map to Outsiders in what was a very closely fought series, but nonetheless Movistar Riders got the victory over the line, and they were hoping they can kickstart what has been a, let's say, inconsistent 2022 so far. The other big storyline was Furia, the Brazilians and number 7 in the world, exiting that Challenger event without a single map win to their name. They will be hoping that they can recover their form ahead of the season-ending event IEM Cologne, which starts in just 1 day. And the feel-good story of the event was most certainly the Asian team Rare Atom making a surprise run to the playoffs. They bested MIBR 2-0 in an elimination series to get there, and their run was powered by 2 names not too well known to the Counter-Strike scene over here in Europe. Mercury and Jamyoung were impressive throughout for Rare Atom. I can highly recommend some of those Jamyoung clutch clips if that's what you're into, because my man was balling. At the same time as that Challenger event, we had the second ESL Impact tournament, and this was won by the very same team as the first. That's right, Nigma Galaxy completed a repeat of their Dallas run by taking victory here in Valencia. All 5 of Nigma Galaxy's players were in the top 10 rated for the event, such was their dominance, and their closest map was a 16-11 win on Vertigo against Furia Female in the grand final. The aforementioned Furia Female were also repeat finalists, making the final in Dallas as well. However, once again they fell short at the final hurdle, and this time they weren't even able to take a map off of Nigma Galaxy. Na'Vi Javelins and MIBR Female made up the rest of the top 4 at the event, with CLG Red and Big Equipper, who made top 4 in Dallas, missing out this time around. The other very important event that took place in the last couple of weeks was obviously the Roobet Cup. Now, despite being an online tournament, there was still an impressive $250,000 prize pool up for grabs, as well as it being attended by some of the best teams in the world. In a surprise run, Big managed to clinch that title largely off of the back of some incredible form from their AWPA season. They defeated FaZe in the grand final, who themselves were experiencing a resurgent event after struggling somewhat since their major victory. What made the run for Big even more interesting, and I guess in some ways impressive, was the fact that they completed their title victory with a stand-in in the form of Keto, who took the place of Farvan, who has been struggling as of late with an illness. Now, that's all of the tournaments we wanted to talk to you about that took place in the last couple of weeks, so now we have to look to the future. Looking towards the end of the year, the Blast World Final has had its venue set as the Etihad Stadium on Yan Island in Abu Dhabi. The 18,000-seater stadium will host the World Final event as part of a 3-year deal that Blast have struck with AD Gaming, an Abu Dhabi company. Last but certainly not least, we have to talk about IEM Cologne. That event starts in 1 day, or at least the play-in portion of the event does, and here are the teams that have been seeded directly into the main event. The 2 big stories that we need to talk to you about before this event are the fact that SDY will continue playing with Na'Vi following their success in the Blast Spring Final with him in the lineup, and Keto will continue to stand in for Big following their Roobet Cup victory, as Farvan is still battling with an ongoing illness. If you want to see a nice, big, fat, juicy preview of IEM Cologne, we recommend you check out the HLTV Confirmed episode that was recorded in the last week, previewing the event in depth in all of its glory. That is all we had to talk to you about for this week's episode of HLTV Peek. Remember, if you want to stay up to date with all goings-on in the Counter-Strike world, head over to hltv.org. Some of the highlights in the last couple of weeks include an interview with Cloud9's CEO Jack Etienne, as well as an in-depth and beautiful analysis piece on the value of double AWPing in the modern game. My name is King Demps, this has been HLTV Peek, and make sure you repeat in a week for another episode. Until then, bye for now.